has happened to all of us. We've all had this experience where what you expect is just really not what you get. And by using 360 imagery, because you, like I mentioned right in the beginning with the user engagement, you're no longer putting the client in a situation where they're taking a couple of different images and trying to create this connection between them to build this image in their head of what the room really looks like. You're giving it to them. You're putting it out on a silver platter for them, and you're saying to them, guys, this is the room. This is what it really looks like. Turn around, have a look at the full thing, understand what to expect. And by doing this, essentially now we're bridging the gap between user expectation or client expectation and reality, right? And by doing this, when the client actually gets to your hotel, you've built user trust. They come into the room and they go, oh, well, this is the room that I saw. This is what I expected. And so I have nothing to complain about. And this happens a lot. I keep saying a user, but I guess by the time they got to your hotel, they're no longer a user, they're a client. But this client will get to your hotel, and now that they have nothing to complain about, already their holiday starts off with a smile because they're happier. They feel good about the decision that they made. And this really leads to the ability to retain customers, because you build that user trust. The client comes and he says, well, I got what I was promised. I didn't expect anything more. I didn't expect anything less. I'm happy. And the next time I come here, I definitely want to stay at this hotel again, or eat at this restaurant again, or whatever your property may be that you're hosting with us. So really, I think that bridging that gap is something that has not been done well today. It's not been done properly today. And we're hoping that by using our galleries, you'll be able to benefit from the reward of being able to bridge this gap. Again, there's of course a lot of repercussions of it. If you have less customers complaining, you have more time for your employees to be doing better things with their time, instead of dealing with customer complaints. So there's money saving there. It really comes down to efficiency of your hotel, or your property, or your restaurant. And so now I really want to talk a little bit about, because I've spoken a bit about galleries and the differences between your normal 2D gallery and your 360 gallery, and why a 360 can benefit you. And this is these are a lot of the things that us at VDroom, we've been sitting down and doing a lot of data analysis to really understand why, and how we can improve it. And so that's what I've talked about now. And now I want to just explain a little bit about what we've done and why we know that our product is just going to do so much more for you. So first off, as you know, for those of you who have registered with us and have tried out the product, it is a CMS essentially, where you come in, you create your content, you manage your content through our platform, and you use our platform essentially to create distributable content. So distributable content is, we have two products at the moment. One is our mini site, which is used to distribute content through all the different search engines, through advertising and marketing and social platforms and so on. And now we have the 360 galleries, which is a new feature that you can now distribute your content to your own website. You can also distribute your content to any website that may want to work with you. So if you have, let's say, a number of websites, or if you have affiliates that may want to be using your galleries for some reason, or whatever your setup may be, these galleries can really be used anywhere, and they're all managed from one place. And I think that's also something that's really interesting that we've been able to do. We don't require for you to create a gallery and a mini site separately. Basically, you have one setup, and it's all about efficiency. It's also something I'll talk about probably in about 2 minutes. But we try and make things as efficient for our clients as possible. We understand that your core business isn't building websites. Your core business is building your clientele and running your hotels, and that's what we want you to be dealing with. But we want you to be able to use our tools to create that opportunity and to improve what you're doing. So everything for us is about efficiency. We have this. I'll get back to it in a minute. Let me go further on about the galleries. So So basically the gallery now and the sites are, when you publish your project, they're both generated from the same section of content. So if, for example, your hotel goes through some sort of, you change the carpets in a room, right? And you now want to put new imagery. So you come in, you update your project, you take your one picture, you put it in place, you replace the old picture and you publish. And this publish causes both your galleries as well as your mini site and everything that's related to it all to update at the same time. So really managing your content is just so much easier. There's not 100 places where you have to deal with it. And so now's the part where I'm going to get into efficiency, right? And this is something that I got to say I'm personally very proud of. The ability to integrate with our system. We've done it already with a couple of clients. We have a couple more coming on. The thing that really, really impresses them the most and they really get shocked by is when I say to them the integration is really, really easy. Everybody expects, I'm going to do a gallery. I need to speak with my developers. It's going to be 2 or 3 weeks to integrate. It takes a lot of time. Our gallery integrations take no more than 15 minutes. If you speak to a developer, it's a matter of adding a JavaScript to your header, adding a couple of elements into your HTML, and that's it. For more than that, there's no work for you to do. So, why, again, the efficiency for us is very important because we don't want you to be spending time or money on doing integrations with us. We want you to be enjoying the product and reaping the rewards. So by lowering the integration times and to making sure that that integration is easy on your behalf, the cost of implementation just is reduced by so much. And essentially it makes the product be so much more worthwhile for you because you have a higher return on your investment because your investment is essentially so low. So that's in terms of integration. Now, when we look at a gallery today, the galleries are kind of a jumble of images. Nobody can really tell us what image is doing what. You may have an image on your website that's could be doing harm to your website. It could be reducing your conversion. You may have an image that's right, the very last image in your gallery, and that image would really improve on your conversion. Nobody's really analyzing these images today and created a system of saying, well, we know which are the best images, and we know which are the images that help you sell. And so this is the real, the core, the brain, the beauty of what's happening within our galleries. Everything is hooked up to machine learning. And the machine learning is all about, and machine learning, every site, every gallery that we have has its own machine learning algorithm. So it's, we're not looking at saying, I want to try and learn from everybody. Of course, there are certain aspects of the algorithm, so we know what kinds of images there are, but we really want to focus per website, what images do what. And so at the end of the day with machine learning, what's the point of it is we want to know what to show to who and when. And so we learn based on people's interactions with your gallery and their eventual conversion rates. We try to personalize. I think Daniel just added that in the chat. So, it allows us to really understand based on certain demographics, and this is really what we capture. We capture demographics of the users. So this means that, if we're capturing the demographics, and let's say we have 2 different users, I'm just going to throw out some values. Let's say we have a female user that's between the ages of 20 to 30 living in Europe, and you have a male user between the ages of 40 to 50 living in the US. Potentially 2 different images would actually draw both of them to the same conclusion, and that conclusion would be booking. And so our machine learning takes this demographic knowledge, understands who the demographic is, who the user is, and we try and present them the correct images in the correct order. So this also doesn't necessarily mean that your best image should always be first. It could also essentially mean that if you put a specific image as the 3rd image to be shown, well, that would improve your conversion. And this is what all the machine learning is about, and really trying to personalize, again, I'm going to use that word, it's a great word, to personalize the experience in somewhat of a let's say a generic way, to help your clients really understand the benefits of staying at your property and staying at your hotel, and getting them from that, from that listing page to the booking page, but listing to details to booking. And that's really what it comes down to. So I'm hoping that that you guys have some questions. I've only had Daniel Wright personalize. I don't believe that I've been able to explain everything that well that nobody has any questions. So I'll give it a minute. In the meantime, while we're looking at that, we can have a look at some other galleries. Here's another gallery. This one's actually really nicely done. They used black and white imagery, but they've kept certain colors. So you can see like the cushions here are still purple. But this is also this is just the style of their website. Their website actually looks very fancy like this. I like it quite a lot. This one's also pretty. This is the one that we saw before. This is actually a cruise, which is a nice image and a really nice gallery. You all of a sudden you start to realize the size of the rooms that are available here, which is quite crazy. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess there's not going to be any questions, but if you guys do think of anything at a later stage, feel free to jump onto our website. Let me just pop that up again. So visit us at www.vdroom-travel.com or send us a mail at customercare@vdroom-travel.com. Of course, you can always just come to our website. We have a chat there, and you can get hold of us on the chat.